Hello everyone, happy Friday. We have reached the end of the working week and we've got another jam-packed video for you today on 67 Hail Hail. We were hoping that this video was going to be a full Jackie McNamara one, looking ahead to Sunday. However, we did have some technical issues when chatting to Jackie earlier. We do have about a minute and a half of Jackie that I'm going to let you hear in a wee second on a key issue that matters to us all, but more on that in a wee second. We've also got loads of other stuff on this kind of last minute video. Apologies for being a little bit late, by the way. We've got Celtic's press conferences from today. John McGinley chatting to Callum McGregor. We've also got some Ange stuff as well as all the latest news at Celtic. So there's still a lot to get through. But before we get on to all of that, we are on the precipice, fancy word, of 23,000 subscribers on this wonderful channel. And rumour has it that if we can get to 23k subs by kick-off on Sunday afternoon, then Celtic will score 23 goals against Hibernian to win the cup. So if you want to see that happen and you've not already subscribed, sub and make it happen and thank me later. Thank me on Sunday afternoon when we score 23 goals. Okay, as I say, some internet issues with Jackie earlier, and on the subject of internet issues, Jackie was up in the Highlands earlier this week. He was watching Celtic beat Ross County by 2-1. He was actually part of County's pay-per-view coverage, which was pretty good. So earlier, I spoke to Jackie and I asked him the question that I think is on every Celtic fan's lips. Was Stephen Craigan absolutely raging after full time?
He was. I'm watching the game in the wee studio, but in a corner, and obviously a bit excited at the end of the match. But he came back in. I don't know. He was just calm, for my sake. But no, he wasn't. He wasn't too bitter after it. To be honest, he was all right. Yeah, I thought he'd be a doom and gloom, but he was talking about the finish to the game and everything that sort of transpired after the going in.
So there we go. I still think Stephen Craigan was absolutely raging at full time, but maybe he just managed to calm it down in time. Anyway, moving on. 67 Hail Hail's John McGinley, all-round great guy. Got to speak to both Ange Postecoglou and Callum McGregor earlier at Celtic's pre-Hampden press conference. Now, we're going to save the huge worldwide event of John meets Ange for tomorrow's big preview from Hampden Park, but here is the boss speaking to another journalist giving an update on Celtic's injury worries.
From the other night, everyone got through okay, which is good, so no further sort of injuries from the last game. In terms of guys in rehab, all progressing. Obviously we still got another day tomorrow, but can't really make a call on any of them being available or unavailable at this stage. So, like I said earlier in the week, it's a day-to-day proposition to see who potentially might be available for Sunday.
Ange, we've seen that COVID has come back with a vengeance. Is everybody okay in terms of COVID, players and staff?
Yeah, knock on wood, we've all been tested and everyone's clear at this stage. As you said, it's kind of, getting into sort of every organisation, every way of life again. And obviously it's something we're aware of. And again, from our perspective, we're just trying to keep our protocols in place, keep educating our players, our staff to try and do the right things. That even if you do everything right, it still may sort of creep in. But, knock on wood, everyone is all fine on that front at the moment. Look, I think in a cup final, your opposition is always tricky, because the one thing about a cup final is you can forget recent form. So, it's not like we've got an advantage just because we've been really, really good. And if Hibs have been up and down, it doesn't really affect, because what is then in a one-off game of football with such a big prize, that people are going to lift their levels of performance. That's undoubtable. No one will go into this game feeling like they're not in form, because it goes against human nature when you know what the prize is at stake. So I don't expect, whether it was Hibs or anyone else, this game to be any less tricky than what it will be. Again, our focus is on the stuff we can control. We can control our own football, we can control our own sort of intent in the game and try and make the game played on our terms, which we've done recently. And if we do that, if Hibs have a good day, then, we'll be able to match them. But what we don't want to do is kind of think that because their form's been tricky, that potentially they're not going to have a good day. We've got to prepare ourselves that they're going to be, as you saw in the semi-final, at their best and be ready to counter that.
So no closer to knowing whether Kyogo or James Forrest or anyone else will be fit for Sunday. Ange keeping his cards very close to his chest on that one. I'm just hoping that he kind of knows something deep down that maybe Kyogo's going to be fit for Sunday and he's going to spring it on us all at 1:30 on Sunday afternoon and everyone's just going to absolutely love it. Hopefully that's the case anyway. Now, as I say, tomorrow we'll hear John chatting to Ange as part of our big preview. Now, Callum McGregor was also on press duties today and John was actually first up with a question to the Celtic skipper.
Hi Callum, how's it going?
Yeah, good, thanks, you.
Yeah, not bad. We're nearly on the eve of a cup final here, Callum, and I think it's fair to say that when Ange walked in the door at Celtic, things were quite chaotic, but now it seems there's a real sense of unity and stability within the team, despite there being almost a whole new team of players. Can you speak a bit about how that's happened from, a player's perspective and a captain's perspective?
Yeah, like you said, coming back in the summer, things were a little bit all over the place, a bit chaotic. But what the manager's done when he's come in is really solidified the group, got the players, identified the players that he wanted. And, we managed to get them in over a difficult period with COVID in the summer and all the isolation rules. But, what we've got is we've got a really good group of people as well in terms of, just good human beings that want to play football, want to help, want to work. And that just makes the whole thing a lot easier, especially when you're trying to build a new team and you see, already the football's getting, rave reviews. Everybody's enjoying it. It's a joy to play in. But that just comes with enjoying football. And the manager's always spoke about that. When you're a 10-year-old kid, you want to play football. You want to attack. You want to get on the ball and make things happen. And that's what he's done. He's given us a real freedom to go and express ourselves. And I think you can see that in the performances.
And what is it about this moment in particular that is getting the best out of you, Callum? Because you've had a long road at Celtic, you've had ups and downs, but I would say that your form's improved on last season. Is it about the manager, or have you made any changes to your approach personally now that you're captain, or is it simply just you better fitting into the way the team's playing in general?
I think when you obviously you have a sort of poorer period in terms of form and things like that, then you always assess it. You always think, how can I get better? And just makes you more hungry. When people start to criticise you, it makes you more hungry to prove them wrong. And that's something I've always sort of done over my career. You're not going to be able to impress everyone or keep everyone happy, but I think within yourself when you're playing well and when you're not. And then, like I said, it just gives you that hunger to try and prove as many people wrong all the time. And like you say, Gaffer's come in, he's been brilliant. He's gave the team a real confidence to go and play, and certainly with that type of football as well, it then helps. That I'm that sort of footballing type which likes to get on the ball and play short passes and get the team moving and get the speed into the game. So obviously there's a little bit of that as well. But I think form can come and go, but as long as you always try and give your best and try and improve all the time, then that's all you can ask for.
Good luck on Sunday, Callum.
Thank you.
Brilliant stuff there from the captain and also from 67 Hails John McGinley asking the question. That went really well. The way it went, I may actually get future press conferences off, which means more time for me to lie in bed. So, everyone's been a winner today. What about Sunday though? Everyone can't be a winner on Sunday. Great link there, Hamish. Celtic hopefully are going to be the winners. I've actually not met too many people or anyone that's really concerned about us not winning the cup on Sunday, and I'm always a little bit worried when we have such overwhelming confidence going into a game. But I think it's going to be an open game, and I think that will suit Celtic. I think Hibs will come out and play to an extent, and I also think that Celtic will be on such a high after Wednesday's game. I actually think winning in the last minute is a better feeling than winning 4 or 5-0 on Wednesday night. I just think that the team will be in such a buzz going into Sunday, and I think we're going to do it. But without spoiling tomorrow's preview video completely, I am pretty positive about how Celtic are going to do. Now let's move on to Celtic-related news today. And first up is Kyogo. His goal that he scored at home to Ferencvaros has won Europa League goal of the group stage. So well done to him, and well done to all the Celtic fans who managed to vote for him on the UEFA website. It really was a special, special goal. I think what makes it stand out is its uniqueness. You can see a player hitting a 30-yarder into the top corner, or even like an overhead kick or something like that, probably every weekend if you really look for it. But you won't see many goals like that one Celtic scored against Ferencvaros. Jota, starts in the corner, works I think a 1-2 with Adam Montgomery, and then plays that exquisite ball to Kyogo. His first touch is right out, into his path, didn't even have to break his stride, and then just side foots it. You can close your eyes and just picture that angle from behind when Kyogo just, with the finessed first touch. It was a splendid goal and a very worthy winner of Europa League group stage goal of the group stage, I suppose. Now, I don't mean to lower the tone, but you did hear Ange chatting in that earlier clip about COVID. As a general rule, on 67 Hail Hail, both the YouTube and the website, we try and not talk about COVID as much as we can, because I think it's everywhere at the moment, and probably watching our videos, you want a break from the word rather than hearing about it. Sometimes, unfortunately, though, it is unavoidable. St Mirren today confirmed, quote, a number of positive COVID cases. We play them in Paisley in 5 days' time, although they do say that the match will still go ahead as things stand. So one to keep an eye on there. Moving to Bodo Glimt, and one of their best players, maybe their best player, Patrick Berg, looks set to sign for French Ligue 1 side RC Lens. He got the here we go treatment from Fabrizio Romano, so that is as good as done, and Celtic won't have to face him in February. Other than that, I think that's pretty much what we've got. Things are really quiet at the moment. In fact, I tell a lie, there is one last thing. Remember that photo that surfaced late last night that showed Ange and diminutive Rangers manager Giovanni van Bronckhorst? It turns out that they did actually bump into each other. It's a genuine story. They bumped into each other in a local coffee shop. Van Bronckhorst was speaking today to media, and he said that basically they live in the same area and have actually met in the past, but that it was a complete coincidence. So those people, citing conspiracy theories and all that kind of thing, you can stand down. They just bumped into each other. I'm just glad we can put the Ange is the same height as Gio myth to bed. I mean, look at that. He's clearly much taller than him. Right, we're going to leave that there for now, folks. Thanks so much for tuning in once again. Let me remind you one more time that tomorrow at 12 noon, midday, whatever you call it, we're going to have our big Celtic Hibs preview landing on channel. I think it's about half an hour long. It's from Hampden. There's so many other things happening as well, not least John chatting to Ange Postecoglou. So that'll drop tomorrow. In the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful, pleasant and safe Friday night, and we'll speak to you soon.